Hey everyone, welcome back to Easy Endeavour. If you're new here, I'm Tom. Last week I got myself the JOBY GorillaPod. So today is a review of the GorillaPod. So this one is the JOBY GorillaPod Focus with Ballhead X. I've had this for just over a week now and used it in various different situations. I feel I can give you guys a review on the product to give you the best information possible to make a decision on whether to buy one of these or choose other options that are out there on the market. Before we get started, I've not been paid to create this review. There is a link to the item below in the description. That is an affiliate's link. Let's start with one of the pros. I think it looks really cool. Like the design with it being the aluminium colour and sort of just a black sleek design, I think looks really cool, looks really smart and doesn't sort of stand out too much. Like if it was a wacky colour then maybe I wouldn't have chosen it, but because it's a nice sort of plain dark colour but looks strong and sturdy, which leads me on to the next point, is it is really strong and really sturdy. It feels well built, it feels like it can handle everything I want to put it through. Basically I've used it all over the place. It doesn't sort of flop around with the heavy camera on the top, but one of the pros is that the actual GorillaPod itself doesn't really feel that heavy when you first have it in your hand, but it doesn't have the camera on. Once the camera goes on, that's where the weight starts to add. So the actual GorillaPod itself is really nice and sort of easy to hold. I can wrap my fingers in to the grooves where they bend, and I can also sort of hold it, flick it, turn it, twist it without too much of a problem without the camera on. Once the camera is on, it gets slightly heavier. If you are holding it out for a long period of time, you end up having a bit of an arm ache, so sometimes you have to switch arms. But it is also, if you are using it to vlog, it's a good reason to keep your videos shorter. So you can hold it out, have a quick message on your camera, whatever's attached to it, bring that message to the audience, and then boom, back down again, hold it in a comfortable position. They can fit in your backpack. I have this in my backpack if I'm going around anywhere, and I just carry my camera around my neck if I need to. It's not great that it's sort of heavy with the camera on, but there's nothing much that JOBY could have done to reduce the weight anymore without it starting to feel really flimsy. So not a knockback too much on the GorillaPod itself. One thing that is quite tricky is once the attachment is on the bottom of the camera, it's really tricky to sort of unclip. It does have a nice simple twist and release, but with the camera on it gets really tricky to try and put it back on or take it off without dropping, feeling like you're going to drop one or the other. Another good thing about the design and the build of this product is the ball head is really smooth. There's a few twisted nozzles on the side, nice and easy to use, and it really grips once you've tightened it. One tip though is make sure that you have tightened it really tight, because if you haven't, it has a tendency to sort of loosen itself a little bit. It doesn't take much just to knock it and sort of release it, which then causes either the ball head to rock or the 360-degree spin to start to spin around. So just keep an eye on those when you are using them. Just keep your fingers away is usually the best tip that I can give you guys. Just double check that they're tight and then you shouldn't have any problems at all. One of the other sort of negatives about the item is it is slightly on the expensive side, but you are paying for that quality I was talking about earlier. You are paying for the robustness of the product that you're buying. I've, like I say, had it for over a week now, and some of the rubber is starting to wear on the outside, obviously where I've wrapped it around some rocks, some trees, and as you can see now, some of it has worn out. That's after just a week of using it. That is what you expect when you're sort of putting it out onto rough terrain. If you do want a trustworthy, reliable product, then I would highly suggest sort of getting it brand new. You know it's going to be quality. In the description box below you will find a link to the item if you want to find out some more information from the manufacturer. Brilliant product if you're using it to vlog, awesome. If you're using it just for a simple diverse tripod, then again, absolutely brilliant. I've had it out and about, so useful to be able to have an adaptable tripod that isn't restricted by 3 statutory legs, especially with the ball head attachment as well. You can really put it on some funny angles and then bring the camera back level again. That's my review on the JOBY GorillaPod Focus with Ballhead X attachment. If you guys have had any experience with the JOBY GorillaPod, I would love to hear your comments and thoughts below. If you like this video, if you hit the thumbs up, that will help spread the message and hopefully bring the review out to other people that will find it useful. If you are new, hit the subscribe button. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. So thank you for your time. Check out the JOBY GorillaPod. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Your future starts today.